Hello, Katherine. I forgot to mention in my last video that I am just touched that because you were tired, I could tell you were tired. And I know how you are when you're tired because I get that way too. I know how you can't do anything. I'm that way too. I'm not doing anything when I'm tired. No. No. But you still need a video from me. I'm touched. I truly touched. But, so this is my what happened to me today at school. So I woke up in the morning. Oh my goodness, I just had to catch a song stuck in my head. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. No, I did not feel like P. Diddy. I felt like a wizard because I woke up and my alarm clock, I wake up at 5:47 every morning. I woke up and my alarm clock had not gone off. I just woke up and I looked at it and it said 5:47 and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I am a sorcerer." And I was like, "Well, that's fantastic, but why didn't my alarm clock go off? That's stupid." But I was like, "Oh well, whatever. I'll just get dressed." And so I put my shirt on. I was putting my contacts in and then I was like, "Hold up, it's light outside. What is happening?" Because usually it's dark when I'm driving to school. Like, I have to turn my lights on. And I turned my phone on, and I was like, it's 9 o'clock. Because I noticed my clock hadn't changed when I was putting my contacts in from 5:47. And I was like, oh, kill me. So I was like, I'm late to school. Great. Because I'm one of those people who's paranoid about being late to school at all times. Like, it freaks me out. I'm always like, oh my goodness, my alarm clock's not going to go off, I'm going to be late to school, kill me, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die, I'm going to get expelled forever, even though I know that won't actually happen, it just freaks me out. So, I told Greg to call in for me, and he called them, and he was like, he told them how my alarm clock didn't go off, and, I was on my way to school, and so, and I was pretty proud of myself. I got to school by 9:40, like I was in class by 9:40, and I had woken up at 9 o'clock. So that means that, and I live 15 minutes away from school, and like the 5-minute walk into school to the office and stuff. So I got ready in 20 minutes, and like ate breakfast, and I was like, yeah, brush my teeth, I don't take very long. But I wake up at 5:47, I don't leave until 7 o'clock, that's because I like giving myself time. Actually, I leave at 7:12, but irrelevant. I was proud of myself for getting ready that quickly. I go on the computer in the morning, or read, or whatever I do. I don't even know. I just, do stuff. Do you do that? You don't, because you have, I'm assuming you don't, but I just, do random stuff in the morning. I just enjoy that. That's what I do with my time. But, so I got to school, and I was walking in, and I was like, La Vie Bohème, because Rent is my CD this week, the first part of the second book, because there were 50 songs on that Rent CD, 25 and 25, it's crazy. I don't like, there are a lot of things I don't like about the Broadway version, the Mimi, I don't, it's supposed to, her voice, she's supposed to be a really seductive, she's a dancer at the Cat Scratch Club, so she's supposed to be all seductive and stuff, and I don't like the Mimi's voice at all. I don't find it attractive. And then today for you, tomorrow for, or today for you, today for you, tomorrow for me. It's dance music, clubbing music. It's doo, 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 doo. It's so funny. I love that song. I think I like the one on here, the movie version better. But yeah, I think I like the movie version better because they had time to improve it and stuff. The cow song, Over the Moon. I think that sounds way better in the movie. But oh well. I think there are some things I do like though. They have a lot more music. There's a lot more music in the Broadway, obviously. But yeah. And in the movie version though, Life Support, I think that's my favorite song on the whole album. Well, that's Take Me or Leave Me and Today for You and Love You Bohème. But Life Support is one of my favorite songs. Like when the guy stands up and he's like, I'm used to relying on intellect, that part. That's my favorite song. And in the movie, that's like its own like version. And I love that part. That part like makes me cry in the movie. But, well, not cry, but like, it gives me the chills. What was I even talking about? Oh, so I was walking into school singing La Vie Boheme in my head, not out loud. And I walked into the office, and the lady was like unnaturally sassy. Like usually all office ladies love me. Like in middle school, they knew my name. I don't know why. It's not like I'm late all the time. They just happened to know my name. And they would be like, Alejandra Rick, please come to the office. One of our office ladies and the secretaries in middle school was British. I was a fan of her. She was my favorite one. But so this one was like really sassy, and she was like, this was an unexcused absence because you slept in, which I didn't sleep in. My alarm clock didn't go off. Sleeping in makes it sound like you hit snooze 1,200,000 times, and no, I never hit snooze. I don't even know where the snooze button. No, I think I know where the snooze button is in my alarm clock, but I never used it. I've never touched it because my superpower is waking up in the morning because I'm so good at. I literally jump out of bed some days, like, no. And she was like, yeah. And I'll give you a warning this time, but next time it's an after school detention. And I was like, okay, we'll see how that goes. Because, like, what? I don't do red things. I can't handle a detention. Like, no. And then I'm in the top 20 out of 625, I think, kids in my class. Like, I don't just skip out on class. Like, that doesn't happen. You have to work for that. Like, I want to learn. I don't want to just not be there. Like, that's so stupid. And, that she angered me with that. And then she was like, and you better talk to your first and second hour teachers because they're going to give you a 0 for all your assignments and stuff. That because you weren't there, they're allowed to do that. And I was like, okay. But why would they do that? Like, that's so stupid. Why would they give me a 0 for something that I wasn't there for? That's just, my teachers aren't cruel. They're not the devil like she was. Like, no. And I mean, in my AP US history class, like, we just listen to a lecture and we have PowerPoints and we highlight stuff. So, I mean, I just got the highlighted stuff from Molly at lunch, and it's like I was there because we don't have any homework or assignments or anything. So, and then in science, we didn't do anything. That's my second hour, but we just like watched his pictures of like the Grand Tetons when he went there in Yellowstone, and I didn't really miss much. Oh, and then we did the thing where it was like, we're going on a bear hunt. We're gonna find a big one or whatever, and then you do and then you go and then you like run back. I don't know. Do you remember that? I don't know. I'm really bad at describing that. So, bad storyteller award. That's me. Oh, but then at lunch, oh my goodness, Kayla, it was like very dramatic because like I'm not used to dramatic things because my life is very, I don't do anything, like my friends wouldn't say any mean things, I wouldn't say mean things about them, like, there's nothing I can think of that would cause drama in my life, but Kayla, she, well, I'll start out by, she was going out with this guy last year named Steve, and, it turns out that Steve was going out with 3 different girls at once, a girl named Brett, and a girl named Bobby, and I just realized that 2 of them have the names of guys, but so Brett was like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, and then Kayla broke up with him, obviously, but Bobby was still going out with him, and Kayla was still, like, best friends with him, like, they literally never stopped texting, but, so Kayla hated Bobby, obviously, because she was still going out with Steve, and Bobby's just a stupid person, like, no offense, there's offense. She pronounced Jedi Jetty. Like, how stupid can you be? She just annoys me. So Kayla doesn't like her, but she sits at the same table as us, because we have like long tables. We don't sit in the same clump, but she sits in the clump next to ours at the same table. And do you know what I mean? Probably. But Kayla was talking about, there's this other girl, Julia. She calls her Julia. She's like, Julia. But Julia, like, Kayla's not a fan of her. I'm not a fan of her either. But she's, let's just say Julia's a very touchy person, and I am definitely not a touchy person, as you know. And Kayla is not a touchy person. Like, she's okay if, like I touch her. Like, you know, if I touch her, because, like, we're friends. But, like, when Kayla's not a very, like, you know how people are always, they give people compliments, and they're like, oh, you're really nice, and no one would ever say that about Kayla. Kayla's not a very nice person. Which sounds mean, but she knows it, so I still like her, so we're still really good friends. So Kayla was expressing to us how Julia angered her, and then Bobby, we heard her, I happened to see her looking over at Kayla while she was talking, and I was like, oh, okay, that's not good. And then after Kayla stopped talking, we had moved on topics. Bobby was talking about how, we heard her talking about Julia, and I was like, oh my goodness. And we like, listened, pretended to be talking and listening, and she was, like, mocking Kayla, and Kayla was sitting there, like, looking at me, like, rigid, like, I'm going to punch her in the face. And I was like, oh my goodness. And she was, like, swearing up a storm, and I was like, oh my goodness. It was kind of funny, but I was like, alright, let's go to the bathroom, shall we? To get away from the situation. And so we did that, and she, like, calmed down a little bit, but she was still like, And then Kayla and Rachel, who was one of the other people who was in our little clump, we were going by the choir hallway, and we were stopping by where Kayla and Rachel were talking about where the choir hallway and the art hallway met, because we had choir next, and so did Bobby, Bobby and I, and then Rachel had to go to art, so she was just standing there, and then Bobby walked up to her and said something about how, like, she couldn't say, how she was, like, such a mean person, she was saying mean things about people, and Kayla was like, you need to leave right now, leave my presence, oh my goodness. And Rachel is not a violent person, after she left, she was like, I was about to punch her face. I was like, oh my goodness. But here's the thing. Here's my view on it. And it might sound biased, but it's not. This is it's one thing to, like, I don't think that people should be mean to other people, say mean things, like, be intentionally mean to other people. And there's a line that you can cross when you're just, like, outwardly saying mean things about people to, like, everyone. But if someone angers you, or someone does something that you're not comfortable with, and you want to, like, express your emotions, like, because you can't keep your emotions bottled up, if you want to express that to, like, 3 of your good friends, I think that's a fine thing to do, personally, because you know I like, vent about my anger to everyone, to, like, you and, like, other people, but, like, I don't, like, that's not a bad thing, and especially to confront someone about that, that's just not okay, in my eyes. So, yeah. And then in choir, I was like, And then we're gonna watch Mulan tomorrow in choir, though. I was like, yeah. And then in Brave New World, English, we had Brave New World, and we had a quiz, and I think you should read Brave New World, because it's so funny. Like, there are quotes, like, Molly always writes quotes on my hands from it, like, orgy porgy is something, gives a great release or something, and it sounds like that would be awkward. Like, you're probably thinking in your head, oh, out of context, that would be awkward to talk about in class. No, it means exactly what you think, and we're like reading that in class, and, like, I think it's so funny. Like, in my test today, in like an essay part, I said something about homoerotic play, like little children having homoerotic play. I think that's so funny. I think it's funny that we can read it in school, but yeah. And then for policy debate, we might have to do our final debate tomorrow, even though we're supposed to be Tuesday. Like, if people are gone, we might have to go tomorrow. And Molly and I were, like, freaking out, and we were like, oh my goodness. And so we spent, like, 4 hours today working on debate. And it's, like, we're so prepared. Like, we're more prepared than anyone else. We're so organized. Like, we color-coded our things with Post-it notes and, like, made questions for rebuttal and everything. And it's, like, it's going to be so good. Or cross-examination. All right. Yeah. So that happened. So we're so good. Okay, reflect upon trauma. Goodbye.